It's been going since 1977, presenting an array of amazing Australian premieres, high-profile contemporary artists, dance and theatre companies, Spiegel tents, free concerts in the Domain. That's around 370 performances by over 700 artists each year. Festival Director for this year and the next two is Wesley Enoch, and we have the pleasure of introducing Wesley to the show for a chat with myself and our very dear Chris Hook. Welcome, Wesley. Great to see you. Thanks for joining Stage and Screen.
Thanks for having me.
Now listen, congratulations. The Sydney Festival in its 40th year, which is pretty massive. It's an amazing program. You've got something like 100 different events with like 30 different venues. Yeah. That to me, I don't even know how you put something together. And then this, I just have to show you, this is the spreadsheet, which is just astonishing. How do you even begin to create a program like this?
I was told very early on that you only get to program 1 in 100 things. So I just go out and try to connect with as many things as I can. People send in ideas. I go and visit other festivals. I've been around the world 6 times in the last year.
Wow.
Extraordinary. And my record at the moment is seeing 42 shows in 10 days.
Oh my God, how would you remember anything?
Well, you remember the good things. That's the issue.
Yes.
Like, you do remember the good things. And the jet lag, I have this wonderful thing where I hold my upper arm, and if the jet lag starts to go, my arm drops and it wakes me up. So I have all these different things to deal with jet lag as I travel around.
How extraordinary.
And it's just like going from Bogota in Colombia to Sibiu, which is the capital of Transylvania, through to London and Edinburgh, New York, through Canada. You just experience this kind of cultural acceleration. You see all these amazing things and you go, right, what's the right thing for Sydney?
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, how do you put your stamp on it? How do you make it a Wesley program in your first year without alienating people who have been coming, well, for most of the last 4 decades?
Agreed. I think that Sydney Festival is one of the largest festivals in the country, and so it talks to different people in different ways. Yeah. And with over 100 different activities, you start to go, well, not everyone's going to come to everything. So you start to go, well, what's for the families? What's for the die-hard kind of arts fans? Yeah. What's for the people who just want to have a good time? So I just keep trying to mix and match. And for me, I go, because I'm a maker mostly, I'm a writer and director by trade. What I'm trying to do all the time is go, what is important for the city to engage with? What do I imagine the audience needs to know? It's almost like, as an artist, I have to think beyond the horizon. I have to go, not just what they want now, but what will they want in a year, 2 years' time, or what are really important ideas. So for me, like the Indigenous program's pretty big for me. That was always going to be big for me, because I think that's a very fundamental question. And then start to things like the senses. I've done the stuff around the senses, going, as we live in this digital and virtual world, how do we go back into our bodies and connect with our bodies? And just seeing that these are trends happening across the world. So I'm just going, oh, okay, how do I bring those trends back to Sydney then?
And in terms of family stuff and free events, I mean, that's the other thing too. It's really open. There's some fun stuff in here.
Yeah.
I mean, rolling around on the beach or something?
Yeah, the beach.
What's that? What's that all about?
The beach is, I keep saying, the largest ball pit in the Southern Hemisphere. It's 60 metres long by 23 metres wide. It'll be at the Cutaway down at Barangaroo. And it's a ball pit, like 1.1 million balls are in it. So you just come and... people talk about those ball pits at IKEA and go, imagine that times 1,000. It's huge. Yeah. And it's all white. So it's white balls, white beach umbrella, and all the way around in the walls is a mirror. So it feels like it's got infinity. It goes on forever and ever and ever. We're expecting almost 100,000 people to go through that installation, because it goes for the whole time of the festival.
Extraordinary.
You know?
Yeah, another very similar one to that is House of Mirrors, of course. I had the luxury of seeing that at Dartmouth earlier this year, and that's another one in terms of identity and body and use of space. I mean, that's just...
You went through it, didn't you?
It's an amazing experience.
Did you get lost?
And you end up walking through it like this. You're never sure which is real, which is a reflection, which is, it's really disconcerting. And again, one that the whole family will just really get a kick out of, I think.
Absolutely.
Can I just ask, I mean, you programmed PJ Harvey and Nick Cave, obviously two absolutely legends in the music industry. And also in the Spiegel team, you've got 2 comedians in Celia Piccola and Felicity Ward, 2 brilliant young Australian comedians. But my point is that they're very different crowds that you would expect to come to a cultural festival, arts festival, the sort of alternative rock crowd and the comedy crowd. So what sort of increase do you think, programming those sorts of acts brings to exposure? How many more people are being exposed to your whole program because of those sorts of...
Oh, look, I wouldn't be able to put a number on it, but I imagine it's about having conversations which are diverse conversations. In the same way I've talked about the Indigenous program, the more diverse your conversation is, the better it is for the city to see it all coming together.
And the greater reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have the numbers say to us in the past, audience members choose on average about 3 to 4 tickets. So when there's over 100 things, you know that you're finding your own way through. So I think those kind of big ticket items are all about chatter, about conversation, about people going, oh yeah, I've heard this, what else is there? And it often drags people through the rest of the program because they're looking for the things that they know, and hopefully they then stumble across things they don't know yet.
Well, I tell you what, there's a lot of things to stumble across in here. Congratulations, it's a fantastic program in terms of what you're putting out there, and it's your first, and both of us wish you the best of success. It looks brilliant. I've already got half a dozen things that I've ticked, and I've got tickets, and I'm excited about it. So.
Fabulous.
Find your art with Stage and Screen, Wednesday at 7:30, only on Foxtel Arts.